Welcome to
Wrecker's Insane Guide to Insane Mode.
In today's video, we'll be looking at Wedding Crash. We'll start with the general tip. The most important thing to look out for in Wedding Crash are the bombs. Every single enemy can throw a bomb at you, so knowing when it's going to happen will make a massive difference. In groups of enemies, there will only be one bomb thrower. This enemy tends to stay a little further back from other enemies. So when starting a juggle, make sure to avoid this enemy. If you kill the bomb thrower, that position will be passed on to a different enemy, so be wary of that. Often, enemies will throw bombs when you come in front of them. So if you're moving up and down a lot, this could actually cause the enemies to throw more bombs. So with the general tip out of the way, let's get into the guide. So the Coneheads will have 1700 HP on Insane Mode, but luckily they are a light juggle. This means if you do a combo of light, heavy attacks, you can infinitely juggle them. This is by far the best method to defeating the Coneheads, since it allows you to do a lot of damage and also prevent taking damage. Just try your best to get as many enemies in the juggle at once to reduce the chances of being knocked out of it. And of course, watch out for the bomb thrower. You're going to want to repeat this for every wave of Coneheads until you make it to the Groom boss fight. For the Groom, he has two phases. His attacking phase and his organ phase. During his attacking phase, he has multiple different attacks, with some having the ability to insta-kill you. Overall, he has 4 different attacks. He has his regular melee, which includes a headbutt which can stun you. He has his spinny move, his slam attack, and his bombs. Out of all of these attacks, the bombs are the only one that cannot be blocked. For his organ phase, he will be invincible, meaning you cannot do any damage. He will shoot bombs down from the sky, but you are able to see where they are going to land, so make sure you avoid the red areas. As you lower his health, his attacks will become longer and faster. This applies to both phases. So how do we defeat the Groom? If you chose Red or Blue Knight, then you've officially unlocked Easy Mode. Simply just spam your magic and he can't really do much. But for everyone else, here's what you can do. So since the Groom is a regular sized enemy, he can be stun locked. So if you can hit him first, you can control the fight. Now you do want to be careful with what melee combos you use, as he can counter hit you. What I found to be the most safe and effective melee combo is simply 4 light attacks. This will knock him on the floor, which is what you want as it prevents him from being able to counter hit you. Now this is the simplest and easiest melee combo, but there are many others that are better depending on your skill level. For example, you are able to heavy juggle the Groom, which maximizes your damage but is very difficult to do. Another way of fighting the Groom is to stand far back and spam your projectile magic. This will knock him over, and if you can time it correctly, you could hit him as he gets back up, keeping a safe distance between you and the boss. You want to always be the one to melee first, but if for whatever reason you can, make sure you hold up your shield to block almost every attack. If you are still unable to defeat the Groom, then there are 2 cheeses. The first one is an extremely difficult melee combo. You want to begin by doing a light heavy attack to headbutt the boss. You then want to repeat this, but on your first melee of the combo, you want to look away from the boss. This is to ensure that you do not hit the boss. So during the 3 melee combo, only the second light attack and the heavy attack should be doing damage. This is to prevent the boss from being able to counter hit you, but can be extremely difficult to do for long periods of time. The second cheese was shown to me by Flaming, and if done correctly, can permanently stun the boss, meaning he can't move or damage you. You want to lead the boss over to these benches in the top left. Make sure you are blocking with your shield. You then want to throw a boomerang at the boss, stunning him at the benches. Using the boomerang, you want to charge it just so it reaches past the first bench. It should also stun the Groom a second time. You then need to run over just behind the princess and in front of this pipe. If done correctly, the boomerang will not return to you, instead staying spinning on the spot. You will also notice that the Groom is permanently stunned. You then want to wait for about 10 seconds to make sure the glitch sets in. Then simply shoot an arrow at the Groom. This should cause him to run to his organ. Survive the bombs without picking up your boomerang, and if done correctly, the Groom should then be permanently stunned. To not break him out of the stun, hit him with 2 heavy attacks only, then wait a second and repeat, and this should give you one of the easiest Groom kills. So that's how you beat Wedding Crash on Insane Mode. If this guide does help you, then please consider subscribing, as I will be coming out with more Insane Mode guides soon. I hope this guide helped you out, and if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments down below. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.